So unfortunately, I ended up missing talking about this entire thing in yesterday's post-game video between the Canucks and the Flames. I'm sorry, I think I was just a little bit too excited that the Vancouver Canucks ended up winning in a shootout after the crazy shenanigans we had seen. But yesterday, we had ourselves a really big hit done by Connor Zary of the Calgary Flames on Vancouver Canucks defender Elias Pettersson. Not Elias Pettersson, not Marcus Pettersson, Elias Pettersson. Zary got suspended today, and we're going to dive into the situation here as to what happened, why it happened, and my overall thoughts on it. Linked in the description, firstly, is our ExpressVPN affiliate page. The show is brought to you by Express. Use that first link in the description to save some money on your VPN, get some free months, and support this YouTube channel in the process. Also linked in the description will be the NHL.com player safety video. Yesterday, Elias Pettersson absolutely rocked Nazem Kadri upon Kadri's entry into the Vancouver Canucks zone with the puck. He dumped it in, he tried to chase it, and he got knocked to the ground. Huge hit there by Elias Pettersson. He's been a big boy all season. He's been standing up, hitting guys. He's got snarl, and he is not afraid to drag his opponents into the fight. Elias Pettersson delivers a big hit. And it's Connor Zary on the wing who does not like that. He sees Elias Pettersson take down Kadri, so Zary, not even going after the puck here, he just decides to go over to Pettersson and clock him in the back of the head. It's a really bad hit, super unnecessary, elbowing, kind of a cross-check looking like thing on the back of Elias Pettersson's head, and Pettersson gets taken down. He ended up leaving the game, and he didn't return. The NHL player safety video has the slow-mo replay, and I know that things always look a lot worse in slow motion, but that's a really bad hit. Just totally unnecessary. It was in retaliation, so you can understand why he did it, but at the same time, just because you understand it doesn't make it right, is a really dumb play. And he gets suspended for 2 games because of it. Now, I wanted to say this as well, because scrolling through the Calgary Flames and the Vancouver Canucks subreddits, it does seem like both of these fan bases agree that a suspension should have been handed out, although the magnitude as to how much the suspension should be, that's where the divergence comes in. You have Canucks fans going out there and saying, hey, this should have been a 5-game suspension. It was a dangerous hit. We don't want to see this in the game. Take the guy out even longer. 2 games is too little. And then you have Calgary Flames fans saying, yeah, it was a really stupid play. Hopefully he learns from this. He doesn't need to be doing that. It was a cheap shot, and he's got no history. So maybe 2 games is okay. There are the odd Flames fans or 2 that are going out there and saying, oh, I actually thought it would be more than 2 games. But general consensus seems to be that either the suspension was a little bit too short or just right, with maybe more people leaning into the territory that the suspension was a bit too short. Now, of course, Canucks fans are going to be like, hey, our guy got hurt. Take the guy out that hurt him, and of course there's going to be some anger there. Elias Pettersson has been very useful on this Canucks decor. He has been one of the more underrated pickups, really. Now that he's on the team with Marcus Pettersson, Carson Soucy lost his job pretty much. So you can't go out there and understate the impact that guys like Elias Pettersson and even Victor Mancini have been able to bring to the Vancouver Canucks in their locker room. So for Pettersson to have gotten taken out by a bad elbow, an uncalled for, unnecessary, retaliatory elbow to the back of his head like that, obviously there's going to be some anger there. Now, honestly, if you're asking for my opinion, I do think that this might be a symptom of a bigger issue around the NHL. I had seen a lot of Flames fans talking about this as well when discussing how stupid and unnecessary the hit was, but the idea that Zary goes after Elias Pettersson because Elias Pettersson hits Kadri clean. He hit him clean. There's nothing wrong with the Kadri hit. It does kind of raise some red flags as to the direction the NHL is heading towards. Hey, Pettersson hit Kadri, and Kadri got right up and started skating. He was okay. Nothing wrong with the hit. Kadri wasn't even going after Pettersson after the hit himself. Is there a need for players to go out there and start targeting anybody who delivers a good, clean hit? Like, Kadri, he kind of slides around on his back a little bit, then he gets right back up and he starts skating, and it's like, oh, okay, the play is already dead because Connor Zary took out Elias Pettersson with a big elbow to the back of the guy's head. Like, are players not allowed to make clean hits anymore? I understand the culture. I understand the retaliation aspect of it. I understand why players stand up for other guys, but it's like, Pettersson's hit was just a normal... Okay, it was a big hit, but it was a normal hit when the guy went in for a dump and chase. Like, that happens. You don't need to retaliate in that situation. At the end of the day, Connor Zary is a young guy, but I've never thought of him to being some sort of a goon or anything like that. He was always really productive as a scorer in the WHL, and even this season, the guy's at, like, what, 20 points in 50 games? He's been doing pretty well, maybe not as well as he did last year, but he's been a nice, versatile add for the Calgary Flames. This kind of behavior is totally unwarranted and unnecessary. So for him to get suspended, yeah, totally. I understand. You can even debate that if Zary wanted to get back at Elias Pettersson, you have to fight him. Fight him normally. Give the guy a chance. Don't clock him in the back of the head when he's looking away from the play. Totally stupid, and now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, I think 2 games might have been a little bit too little. I don't know. Maybe from that description and everything that we talked about, maybe 3 or 4 games would have been a little bit more appropriate, but 2? Huh. I don't know. We're still waiting on word on Elias Pettersson as well from the Vancouver side of things. We don't know if he's going to be out for a while or whatever. I mean, the hit did look pretty bad, and he did end up losing his spot in the lineup. He didn't return to the game, so of course for Elias Pettersson and his sake, we hope that he has a speedy recovery with whatever it is that he is going through. I don't want to say the big C word. That's a really, really bad word to use. But I don't know. We'll see. He did get clocked pretty hard, and he did fall to the ice afterwards, so who knows? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below from the Calgary point of view as well as the Vancouver point of view. What are your thoughts on Connor Zary's 2-game suspension for hitting Elias Pettersson, for elbowing Elias Pettersson in the back of the head, and whether or not you thought the length was appropriate? I think we can all agree that the suspension was fine. The fact that he got suspended in the first place was necessary here, but the length, man, 2 games, is that enough? I'm not really too sure at this point anymore. Elias Pettersson, he's been fantastic. Connor Zary, he has been also pretty good as a Calgary Flame, so to see this go down last night, totally unnecessary, and I unfortunately did miss it in yesterday's post-game video just because we were talking so much about the goals and Jonathan Huberdeau and Elias Pettersson being back. You know, the Canucks can never have too many Petterssons at one time all playing well. That's what I'm starting to understand about this team and the way the hockey gods are manufacturing Canucks results this year. Can we please just have a game where Elias Pettersson pops off and assists with Marcus Pettersson on an Elias Pettersson goal? That's all I'm asking for. A Pettersson from a Pettersson and a Pettersson. That's kind of what I want here. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about the Connor Zary suspension. I gotta get out of here because it's hailing outside in Vancouver. That's really, really strange, and it's messing up the audio quality. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.